Good evening. My name is Linda Angelostro, and we're going to spend an hour together talking about gifts and greetings for Mom for Mother's Day. If we get on it right now, we'll be able to have some beautiful gifts and greetings for Mom, and we'll have them in plenty of time to be able to give to her. We're going to start a little tradition that we began last week by giving away our largest points prize at the very beginning of our presentation. So we're going to give a 25-point prize away to somebody on the call whose name begins with S, whose first name begins with S. And I have to do some funny little figuring. And congratulations to Susan Roberts. Susan Roberts is going to be our on-time 25-point prize winner. So Susan, points will magically show up in your account. Congratulations. So this evening we're talking about gifts and greetings for Mom. And there is absolutely nothing that Mom loves more than seeing her children and grandchildren on something beautiful along with a thoughtful sentiment. So let's just get going and have a look at some of these wonderful projects and spend some time in studio looking at ways to personalize them even more. I'm Linda Angelostro. You can see my picture up there right now. But let's start by going to our Club Kudos and talking about what we're up to in the social media world. Okay? So we had a Mother's Day tile challenge. Our 8x4 photo cards are very, very inexpensive. And we like to make them into tiles by mounting them on laminate floor tile, because it can be cut easily to fit. And one of our winners this week was Stacy Hoggett. And Stacy's Love Your Mom 8x4 photo card is in the template gallery now. And when I went into Stacy's account to double check that this would make a suitable template, it was obvious that she was quite new to heritage makers. And so I really want to give a big shout out to Stacy. Excellent way to get started. It was a beautiful tribute to Mom. And Stacy could either use that as her Mother's Day card or she could mount it on the tile. So we were excited about Stacy's entry. Another Mother's Day tile challenge, we haven't seen it hit the template gallery yet, was Sharita Jarrell's, and also designed to be used as a keepsake. Today, we had the winners were called on our Say Yes challenge. And we had selected Say Yes, which is artwork in the template gallery that's new to the template, it's new to the studio. And we had selected this particular collection and asked that our Facebook Club HM members make a page or a project that was not a wedding project, because the collection is designed specifically for weddings. And so Amy Hunter, Larissa Coleman, Lisa McCormick, and Selena Worley came up with these absolutely adorable pages. We were only going to choose 3 winners, and we usually choose them with our likes. Sometimes it's Club HM, sometimes it's the HM Home Office. Most of the time it's the other users on the page. But we had 1 winner and a 3-way tie, So we awarded 4 prizes for this particular challenge, again expecting and hoping that many of these will hit the template gallery soon. So we're going to talk about cards, we're going to talk about various kinds of gifts, but let's give away another set of points first. We're going to give away 10 points this time to somebody whose first name begins with a P. And I don't really need my little calculation because there's one person on the call right now whose name begins with P, and that's Pat Walgenbach. So Pat Walgenbach, you are the winner of 10 points. Let me copy your name down carefully so we can get those points into your account tomorrow or Monday. So congratulations, Pat. 10 points buys a whole lot of 8x4 photo cards. Okay, so let's talk about cards. I love Heritage Makers cards, and one of the reasons I love them is that I think that you really want to have photos on cards that you're giving to family members. And we have so many templates that have places for photos either on the outside or the inside of our cards. And really, it doesn't matter how glittery it is or how shiny or how clever, it's going to get put away or thrown away eventually. But if it has photos, on the card, I guarantee you that it will get left on the mantle or it will be tucked away inside a scrapbook and won't be tossed. And some of the 7x5 greeting cards that we have that are made especially for Mother's Day that do allow you to put photos on include this Mother's Day card by Julie Young that we actually selected for our catalog. This pink one with the 3 little girl pictures. It's just a beautiful card, and we're really excited about it. And I wanted to be sure and show it to you here. Here's also another really cute pink one by Michelle Bedard. And I don't know if you can see or not, but the O space is a space for a photo. So we're really excited about that too. So beautiful cards that we really love. And here are some more. Another one by Michelle with 4 spots for photos. And these 4 spots are all black and white and have a black and white filter on them already so that your photo, even if it's color, will be black and white when you upload it. One of the advantages of using black and white photos, especially on a very colorful card, is that you can choose photos from different times, from different photo batches, from different places that were taken at various times of the day or in various settings, and they'll look more coordinated. If you have lots and lots of photos from all kinds of different times of day, sometimes they'll look so different that they can be startling, particularly if they're paired with fairly bright colors. So love Michelle's card. And then I also really love this blue butterfly card by Leanne Reist-Barr. I probably murdered that, Leanne, and I apologize. But you can see that Leanne's card doesn't have a photo on it, but it's got a frame in the background, and I just decided that I'd like to experiment along with you, and let's see if we can add a photo to Leanne's card. So we're heading into studio, and we're headed into Leanne's card, and it's a beautiful card. It has a really heartfelt sentiment on the inside of the card that I'm showing you now. Lots of room for you to journal something really wonderful to Mom. But let's look at how easy it would be to add a photo that remains in the place it was designed to be in on the card, so that it's fairly subtle and doesn't spoil the design. So I'm going to go down here to a whole bunch of photos from a granddaughter, and I'm going to bring the photo up onto the page, and you'll be watching along with me as I do this. I'm going to make the photo approximately the size of the space. I'm going to angle it so it's about the right size. I'm going to take it down a little bit more, and I'm going to place it above the area where it belongs. Then I'm going to go to my toolbox, and I'm going to click on Send to Back in the very bottom of the toolbox. I'm going to send that photo all the way to the back. It will disappear completely. Then I'm going to go to Over to bring forward, and I'm going to bring it forward once, bring it forward. I'm going to click several times until I finally see it. And then when I finally see it, but it's still behind the frame, I'm going to lock it, and I'm going to go to my Adjust button, and I'm going to scale it a bit bigger or a bit smaller until I've got it where I want it. I can move it up, I can move it down. Then I'm going to say Done, and I have a photo in the background there. I'm going to copy that photo and repeat the process with exactly the same photo, because this really isn't big enough to see in this particular case. So I'm not trying to show 3 photos. I'm just trying to show the one. And I'm just going to use the copy of that photo. And I'm going to do it again for the very last one, even though we'll only see a tiny corner of it. We really won't see any of the photo at all, but I just now added a little touch of photography that will make the card that much more precious to Grandma or to Mom. So easy to add a photo to Heritage Makers projects. And so let's look and see what else we've got to show you. Here are some 5x5 cards, and one of these is by Amy Crane, and I just love it, and it's for Grandma. It's the one on the left. And then on the right is a mom, a mother and daughter picture of one of my daughters-in-law and one of my granddaughters. And there's a matching canvas that goes with it. And how cool would that be to have a canvas with a card that matched? So I just love this square size 5x5 greeting card. It's really cool. It's also worth noting that the preview that you see in the template gallery may not show you what is on the inside, the thumbnail. But if you click on the preview, and let's go. So we can't see from the outside in the template gallery. Let's go to 7x5, 5x7 greeting cards. We can't tell that Amazing Mother card by Carolyn Peratt has a photo on the inside, but we can click the preview button and bring the previewer up so that we can see what's inside. And it looks like I'm kind of stressing the previewer out right now with all that I've got going. But it would show us, let's go to my projects, and we'll actually look and see that this Amazing Mother card has a photo on the inside. So 5x7 greeting cards. We're going to look inside of it right now. So all kinds of ways to make greeting cards for mom, and in lots of cases, matched cards to go with gifts as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the outside, and you can see that this amazing, lovely, intelligent, happy, beautiful, marvelous spells mother on the outside. And then on the inside, there's a space for a picture. And when you send a card that has a picture in it for a mother or father's birthday or special day, it just makes it so much more of a keepsake. And so I really encourage you to send the cards with the photos. Okay. So I want to show you another kind of favorite card of mine today. This is by Roxanne Buchholz, and you'll see the card in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. And the reason that it's showing quite a bit smaller than the cards that we've recently seen is because I wanted you to see that the card has many, many matched pieces that could be gorgeous gifts. So especially if your mother or grandmother has a favorite historic photo, this would be the perfect card and gift to make them. You can make a postbound album for all their beautiful photos. You can make a scrapbook page that can be turned into a tile or a wall hanging, or you can make a canvas, because there's a 12x12 canvas that is available in this, or you can make an entire 8x8 storybook. So totally coordinated collection for Roxanne. And if you'd like to know a little piece of Heritage Maker trivia, we do keep lists of the most frequently used search terms in the template gallery. And the word Roxanne, and I'm sure it means Roxanne Buchholz, is one of the top 10 search terms in the template gallery. So we love Roxanne, and she does a really wonderful job for us, and we really appreciate her. So on that note, let's give away 15 points. And let's give away 15 points to somebody whose name begins with a T. And we're going to give the 15 points to Teresa Gallegos. And so this could take care of some gifts and greetings for you, Teresa. So congratulations. So Teresa Gallegos, 15 points into your account. Okay, well, let's move on. We're going to spend quite a bit more time in studio this particular class around, and we're going to look next at more gifts that she'll treasure. And, you know, you're probably a mom too, so if it looks good to you, make one for yourself as well. So we showed these last year, and they were a big hit. We saw a lot of them go through the printing part of our company. They are IKEA toolboxes, and if you have an IKEA close to your home, you've probably seen these. They have a clear plastic lid that has a little bit of a recess in them, and when I first was clued into these toolboxes by Karen Westbrook, I thought, how good could a $7.99 tool kit be? You can really hardly buy a decent hammer for $7.99. But I went and picked one up, and it's really got a nice heft and feel to it. It's really nice quality. And so how IKEA and Heritage Makers marries up is that we have a template that can be cut to fit the top of this toolbox to make a personal toolkit for mom or grandma. And while you can personalize it any way that you want, these are some of the designs that are in the this particular template. So it says our mommy's toolbox, grandma's toolbox, but let's take a look in studio at how this is set up and how to more easily personalize it. Okay, so let's find this template in my in progress box, and let's take a look. So what you're going to see on the screen is that this is designed inside an 8.5 by 11 scrap page. And I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. And it's designed tipped over on its side because the page doesn't go the other way. So it's really not that simple, if you're just changing the text, to just click on the text box and type perhaps a name in. But if you want to get much fancier than that, it can kind of drive you bananas to try and design at this angle. So I'm going to show you how to design it straight on, how to move it that way quickly and easily, how to remember how to do it, and how to put it back again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Edit, and we're going to say Select All. Then we're going to unlock the template, and then we want to tip the template 90 degrees counterclockwise. So if you're going against the clock, if you're going backwards, in the rotation slider, you want to put minus 90 degrees because we're going against the clock. And we'll click, and our design will jump up in a way that we will be able to design it. So we might decide that that bow is a little too much on the top of the little boy's head. Maybe it goes over here underneath this flower here, and maybe we need to move this flower over. And then when we have everything where we want it, we're going to say Select All again, but this time we want it to go back the way the clock turns. So we're going to simply put 90 degrees in. We don't need a minus sign because we're not going against the clock. We'll input that. It will pop back on the page the way it's supposed to. We'll go to Select All again and say Lock, and our design will be ready to go. We'll remove any pages that we don't want, including this last page that just tells us about the name of the IKEA toolkit, because we don't want to pay for all of them. So what we'll send to print would typically be one sheet of paper, because unless we're making multiple toolboxes in the same account. So just a trick for things that are done against the setup of the page, things that are turned at 90 degrees. So I hope that's something useful for you. Okay, we're going to go back into Studio again. So I'm not going to turn the page. Let's see if any of you would like me to give some more points away at this point. I can postpone it until a little bit later, or we can give them away right now. Okay, so we're going to give 20 points away, and we're going to give them away by our little magic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To somebody whose name starts with C. And it's going to be Colleen Donovan, and it's 20 points. So congratulations, Colleen. 20 points is quite a lot of points, and you can do quite a lot of Mother's Day shopping with 20 points. Okay, let's go into the, well, let's first of all go back to our next kind of category are subway posters. And here are two from Carrie Peratt. One of them goes on an 11 by 14 poster, and another one is made on an 8.5 by 11 scrap page and designed to go in an 8 by 10 frame. The 11 by 14 poster is designed to go into something with an 11 by 14 frame. And we also have two new, well, let's see. Yeah, we have a 14 by 11 that is a horizontal one that has the popular blackboard look by Chriselle Levitt that we love. And we also have two brand new templates for Mother's Day that we're going to take a look at inside Studio. And one of these says in the small bar at the top, "My mom says." My mom says. So this one is designed for you to put the things that drove you crazy because your mother said them over and over again when you were little. So it's kind of an amusing look back on childhood. One of them I know that will have my children rolling their eyes is the number of times I said, "Look with your eyes, not with your hands." And that's there on this right-hand poster. The other one is a bit more of an affirmation of love and appreciation in pink and brown. And it has some acknowledgments that Mom's the first teacher and a cheerleader and a nurse and a referee and some of the things that she wanted us to live by. But let's go into the Mother Says project, because these particular two projects don't have any space set aside specifically to add a name, personalization. You can change the color on every piece of text and every piece of art on these, but they don't have a place specifically for a name. But you can take the contrasting color and put a text box with the name of the mother involved over the top in a contrasting color, and I've just added the name Shelley Snyder to the top of one of these because she's a mother in my family. And this is 100-point Lainey Day. And so it's very easy to add personalization. It's also very easy to change the color of the contrasting piece by just clicking on the size and color square and just moving it around until you find the color that you'd like to go with your brown. Or maybe you're going to switch up brown and blue for pink and black or pink and gray. It's all really, really easy. But, you know, those colors in the color palette are not the only colors that you get to choose from. If you go to the art collections and type in color and say search, you'll come up with a collection called Color Pickers that has some of the hot kind of color trends for the year. And you can use those to pick off of. In fact, you don't even have to pull them out. You can pick on them from down below as they sit right there. So you don't even have to pull them up. And so put color in your art collection box, and you have a lot of things to pull from. But let's say you do want to do yellow and gray or gold and gray instead of blue and brown. You can actually put gray paper in your search terms, and you can pull up a whole bunch of gray papers, and you can find one that fits your mother's decor. And you can pull your color off of one of those. You can also bring color into your piece by putting paper behind it. But because it's 14 inches deep, you would not want to crop this paper. You'd want to pull it so that it's square and just let it kind of hang out back there. Now, obviously, you're not going to see very well on that background paper, but perhaps now it's white and gold with the background paper in it. So let's get rid of the background paper for the time being, and let's start towards making a brown and gold page. Anyway, you can see that you can add a name over the top of the type. You can change any of the colors in the pieces so that it can fit your mother's living room. It can have your mother's name on it, and it can be a really appreciated piece. Okay. Let's go back to our PowerPoint and look at another gift that's kind of a fun gift, but an adorable one. This comes to us from Heidi Avi, and Heidi Avi decided that instead of a bunch of roses as a Mother's Day gift, she would give her mother a pot of posies. And so she made a 12 by 12 scrapbook page that had a bunch of flowers on them with pictures of her children in the center. And as you look at these green flowers, you can see that she reversed the flowers so that there were two sides to each flower. And when they came back from being printed, she cut them out carefully and then mounted the two flowers the same back to back over a florist's pick or heavy-duty floral wire, stuck them in an inexpensive pot, tied it with ribbon, and made a beautiful bouquet for her mother. So a really, really cute idea, and we just love this idea from Heidi. I'm going to take you into that just so you can see exactly how it's constructed and how easy it is. And there may be new flowers that you'd like to use since this particular template was made, or and so the only trick is to have two flowers exactly the same size that have been flipped. So it should be coming up on your screen. in just a minute, and we'll be looking at that. But these are the kind of gifts that Mom adores, the kinds of things that have her children or her grandchildren on it. So you can see coming up on the screen sunflowers and blossoms. And when I went to make one of these as a prototype to display in the lobby here at Heritage Makers, I thought, man, that looks like quite a bit of cutting out. But it wasn't. It went very fast. But you can see that it's absolutely essential that you have two versions of each and that they are flipped. So all Heidi did, let's pretend this one isn't here. All Heidi did was copy the flower and paste it. So this is now an identical flower, and then go to the flip button and flip it and bring a photo onto the top of it. So a couple of pages of flowers. Don't forget to delete the first page that shows you how it's put together, because you don't need to pay for that, okay? So you could be making your mother a pot of posies instead of a vase of roses this Mother's Day, and I bet she'd be absolutely tickled. Well, we better speed along. Here are some more of those 8x8 photo cards that are really easy to turn into tiles, because you can score and then snap the laminate tiles, not ceramic tiles, from the local DIY store. You can make tiles in any sizes, and so this is, really easy. Somebody's asked about deleting the direction page. You simply go to the Manage Pages bar on the right and click on it and delete it. I think we may be going into Studio one more time, and I'll show you next time we're in Studio, okay? So here's a Mother's Day tile in blue and a Mother's Day tile in pink. And again, these are mounted on pieces of laminate tile and put on a little display easel, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. Now we also have a more traditional take on tiles. These are made on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page and are mounted on ceramic tiles, but they could just as easily be mounted on the laminate floor tile. One of the reasons I like the laminate floor tile is you can cut it so that it's precisely the size of your tile, and it's self-stick, so you don't need any adhesive. It gives the piece a finished back, so you don't see the unfinished back of the ceramic tile, and you can sand into it and give it a little bit of a grungy look on the edge, okay? You can copy a canvas onto a card or a scrapbook page to make tiles, and so there are all kinds of different ways. So we're talking about laminate flooring tiles, are these tiles that I'm recommending. We better zoom along because we are going to go into Studio one more time before the evening's over. This next section is about books that are suitable for Mom for Mother's Day. And really there are so many books and canvases in the template gallery that you'll have no difficulty finding something that will be a wonderful gift for your mother. But this is something that was extremely popular when it came out last year. There were some floating around the Cloward family. Don Lenhoff did one for his wife on the down low, so she did not even know it was being done. And it's a really easy book to make. This is a 7x5 storybook, and it's text-based. It only has one photo in it. And we're going to go into Studio and have a quick look at it so you understand how it's structured. 100 things to say sounds like a lot, but you've already got a lot of suggestions in the template itself. And you could also split it up with brothers and sisters and tell them they each had 5 or 10 or 20, or you could split it up with grandchildren if you're one of a bunch of grandchildren and you wanted to make one for your grandmother. So this is 100 Things I Love About You, Mom. The only photo is on the very first page, and this one was made for my mother. And then all the rest of the spreads are little coordinated spreads across the page, and I'm let's not do that. Okay, hang on, I pressed the wrong button. We're going back into this now. It's going to take us a second. I pressed the Publish button instead of the Preview button. But each spread is like a little work of art in its entirety and has 10 different things to say on the spread. And what I meant to do was press the Preview button so you could see the entire spread together. And this is, so you can see that this one has little pink sprays of daisies and flowers, where this one is all blue with lilies in it, lilies and yellow flowers. And there are lots of suggestions in this template. It's completely populated, and they're numbered, and some of them are for larger things I love, a few more words, and some of them are for smaller ones. And each is a beautiful, a beautiful little snippet all in itself. So a very popular book and very easy to do, very meaningful one for Mother's Day. And if you had a mother like mine, I don't have her anymore, but she didn't like photos of herself very much, and so she liked that this book only had one photo of her in it. So that's 100 Things I Love About You, Mom. We also have 2 really beautiful swatch books, square swatch books. It's a tongue twister. And these are just bright and beautiful. Would be wonderful for Grandma to have one of these from each of the kids, or one of them from all of the kids. Absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Okay. there are also some beautiful books like Grandma's Girl by Kelly Wolfer, which is an 8x8 storybook that is just a beautiful page after page of beautiful frames for photos so that you can show off photos of your little one. And also, there are lots and lots of books in the template gallery. If you write Mom's Story, there would be nothing that would be a more beautiful tribute or Mother's Day gift than having Mom's story be presented to her for Mother's Day or for her birthday. So we love this one by Michelle Bell as well. Also consider this next suggestion, which is to preserve her recipes. That's very flattering too. So these two books, one of them a sturdier wire-bound book and the other one our 6x9 booklet that make wonderful gifts for Mom. See her recipes celebrated. There are places on the page for photos that can either be of Mom or of the recipes. Of course, our class this evening is being recorded, and we will be posting the link to that recording tomorrow, and we're going to be posting that link to a YouTube version of the recording so that you can share it with anybody inside Heritage Makers or out. Well, we're going to talk about Canvas gifts next, but I'm being prompted in the few minutes that we have remaining to give away another points prize. So this one is for 5 points, but that still buys a pretty nice couple of greetings, and it's for somebody whose first name begins with a D. And we're giving this prize to Debbie Bird. So Debbie Bird, you have 5 points coming your way to help with your Mother's Day greetings. Congratulations. One of the other things that we're doing is that we are adding some of the highlights of each class from here on out on Pinterest. And so you can share some of these things on Pinterest with your family and friends as well. So you'll be seeing some links to Pinterest on our Club HM Facebook page. Well, a canvas is a gift that she'll treasure. And if you remember, earlier in the presentation we saw a card that matched these canvases. And these canvases, there are actually two 12x12s, and there's an 18x18 too. And they're designed to make a beautiful wall grouping. But how about making a canvas and a card that match? This particular template, these two templates, work especially well if the children have red or blue or bright colors that pop. And I particularly like these because they have my grandchildren on them. But if you have a picture of perhaps your sister or your mother with a child in the family, this is a beautiful, beautiful Mother's Day tribute by Michelle Wolfley, a gorgeous, very upscale canvas for that beautiful picture of Mom and a child. For a little bit edgier, kind of fun canvas for Mom or Grandma, there is this Daughters canvas by Chriselle Levitt. And I just love this. And that Daughters wood at the bottom is glittery kind of font, and it really has a lot of pop. So we really point prize before we take a look. Say good night. So let me ask at this point, are there any outstanding questions that we didn't get to or that we didn't take care of? Okay. Okay. It looks like we. Oh, how do you hang canvases on the wall? I really recommend buying a package of those little silver, I don't know what they have teeth on them, and there's a little tiny nail or screw on either side, and screwing it into the wood of the canvas. You can also put eye hooks on either side in the wood, and then use picture hanging wire, but I don't recommend just hanging the canvas on a nail, because if you get somebody throwing a Nerf ball around, yeah, it's called a sawtooth hanger. Thank you, Jean. The sawtooth hanger or the little eyelet type things that go either side with the picture wire, because if you just hang your canvas on a wire and somebody bangs the canvas or knocks into it, that nail could come all the way through the canvas. Okay, we're going to find somebody whose first name begins with S, and we're S like Sam, and we're going to give them 5 points so that they can make a beautiful personalized greeting or two for their mother. And we're going to give this to Susan Pope. So Susan Pope, you have 5 points coming your way. Okay? So the IKEA toolbox top is an 8.5 by 11 page, and if you search for toolbox in the template gallery, you'll be able to find it. And the pot of poses, if you look for a 12 by 12 scrap page and then put Avi in the search engine, that will come up. But you can also search by these numbers. So I do suggest that you make a note of the recording when it comes up, because you'll be able to zoom back through and you'll be able to put these numbers that we've shown here this evening into the template search, and that particular thing will come right up. Okay? So let's look at our next class. And we have to look at it quickly because it's got some secrets on it. Okay? So our next class is called School Days. It's on April the 26th, but it has a sneak peek of May's art. And this is way too early in the month for you to see May's art, so we won't stay on this very long. But we're going to talk about teacher gifts, graduation projects, keeping the photos from the school year, every aspect of the school experience. So once again, thank you for your support and for spending this hour with me. I really appreciate it. I will see you on the 26th of April when we'll look at this school presentation. So thank you again, and